This flat area is called Prairie Dog Town. Let's go take a look. So we climbed up from Prairie Dog Town. Time to go back down. If it's not too steep. Wasn't too bad coming down this. Almost at the bottom without falling down. Today's little walk past the Prairie Dog Town, up a bit, round to the visitor centre, have a look in there, and then take the walk around the bottom of the tower. Here we are back at Prairie Dog Town. Just had some rain come through, but it's supposed to be dry now, so it's made for a beautiful sky. Back up the little climb I came down yesterday. Made it up the hill to the trail yesterday.
Came from over there. Today we're going to go left around the hillside to the visitor centre. So I'll have to see how many drop-offs there are. There was warnings on this trail about steep drop-offs. And with my vertigo, that's not good. If there's too many steep drop-offs, I'll just turn around, go back down and walk up to the visitor centre up the road. Well, turns out that even this is a little bit steeper just around that edge so that you can't see. Even this was too much for me. So I'm going to turn around and go back and then walk up the road. It's easy for plenty of people, but not so easy for me. With my vertigo, it strikes it in strange ways. I have a weird sensation to jump, and I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to turn around, go back and go up an easier way. This is a nice view. Definitely had a fire here sometime. Here's what I did. Started there, of course, along the edge of Prairie Town. Up a bit, across a bit, decided I didn't want to go along there. Back along, down, and around the edge of Prairie Town till I'm back. So that was a nice hike, about an hour or so. Wasn't what I expected, but hey, do what you can. So next thing is I'm going to go up to the visitor center on the road and then do the simple trail around it. So I'm going to ditch a bunch of gear that I don't need, like my trekking poles, change my hiking boots for running shoes, which are good for walking in, ditch some of the extra jackets, and first do a very British thing though, and go make a cup of tea. Not just tea, tea with crackers and huckleberry jam. Might try and have another go at that diabolical Sudoku puzzle I'm really stuck on. But that could be a bit depressing. Well, it wasn't depressing at all. Finished it. Finished it. Still got some tea left. Alright, leaving the campsite for a hike up the road to the visitor centre. Pretty amazing to think that was all, to know that was all underground at one time. And I go take a look at this sculpture. Circle of Sacred Smoke. Two miles to the visitor centre up the road. A bit more than I was wanting to do, but because I've got to come back as well. The alternative is to go back to the van and drive the van up. But limited parking, expect delays. So I'll just do the hike. Pretty cool sandstone rocks. So now I just realised there was an alternative. I could have taken my bike and ridden up to the visitor centre. Well, I've walked about 3/4 of a mile now, so I guess I'll just carry on with the walking. Wonder why they've got these fence posts on the side of the road. Finally made it. Looks pretty busy, doesn't it? I made it to the visitor centre. Keep thinking I'll stop filming and then I get a really nice view. So down there is a trail I tried coming along earlier. That's an easier part of it, so I think I might try and take that trail on the way back, and then further down there, over there, is the campsite where I walked up from this morning. Well, I've walked 4¼ miles and I am hungry. Time for a snack. Well, I made it, and what do you know, the part I had a problem with this morning only went on for an extra 25 yards or so, or meters, if you're into meters. So it was much easier coming back this way. Met a few interesting people. One man who was, we had a good conversation about where I'm from and where I'm going, and he strongly suggested I pop in to see the Badlands even if I don't camp there, which I was going to avoid it, but we'll see. And then he wanted to have a go at explaining to me some breathing exercises, so we did that. That was good. And then there was another couple who were walking around, and They were local from Gillette, Wyoming, so they weren't far away. And both times the places I stopped at were really comfortable places for me to be at, so it didn't affect my challenges in hiking. So now I could walk back down that way, but it's fairly steep, and from this morning when I went back around this way, it was a much gentler descent. So I'm going to do that, even though it'll be a longer hike, and I'll end up going around the prairie dog town again. I've done about 5 miles already, so probably about, I don't know, 6.5. That's where I'm going to. We'll see. Like at prairie dog town, and the grass is dried out. Back at the van, 2 3/4 hours later, and like over 6 miles of walking. Okay, I think it's time to have a shower. Prairie dog town in the evening. Not a prairie dog in sight. They must all be underground. Watching a movie, going to the bar, doing whatever they do.